Today, we talk about making data pretty. This show is for everyone working at the coalface. Digital, business, marketing, social. This is At the Coalface with your host, Jason Greenwood. Hello everybody, I'm Jason Greenwood. Welcome to episode 28 of At the Coalface. I'm pretty excited today. As some of you may know, I catch the train every single day from Swanson to New Lynn to come to work, and I just made my train this morning. The conductor at the door actually held the door for me as I sprinted in and the door shut and we ran away. So I'm pretty stoked about that. It's a pretty good way to start a Monday morning. I'm also very excited because this week I am off to Australia. I'm off to Sydney for Online Retailer for the rest of this week. So I'll be gone Tuesday through Friday. So I'm really excited about that. I've got my friend Tony Hugh from Mustache Republic, which is a digital agency here in Auckland. I've worked with Tony before, and we're very good friends. We're working on a few projects together as we speak, a few content projects and a few other things going on. So it's going to be great to have him along with me at Online Retailer, and then it's going to be great to catch up with a lot of old friends and a lot of old industry colleagues, and it's just going to be great to see what's happening in the industry. Sydney always puts on a pretty good show, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing what innovations really have been coming down the pipeline in areas of technology, in the areas of retail development, just seeing sort of where everybody's sitting in terms of how they approach the market, in terms of what they're using to really scale their business and to not reduce that human touch and that human quality at the same time. And in that vein, what I want to talk about today is a subject that's pretty near and dear to my heart, and it's near and dear to my heart because I am not a mathematician. And because of that, when I'm looking at data, I work in a very visual way. And so for me, data doesn't really come alive until I can see it visually, until I can see it in the form of a chart, until I can see it in the form of an infographic, until I can see it, in the form of something visual, some kind of imagery that helps to connect the dots between this raw numerical data and what that data actually means. So what we want to talk about today is data visualization, also known as dashboarding. And I don't want that terminology to sort of scare you. It is a bit of an industry standard terminology, but all it simply means is taking data and presenting it in a visual way, typically through graphics, typically through charts, in some fashion that allows you to visually see the data and connect dots in that data that you couldn't just by looking at the raw data alone and crunching those numbers via, for example, a spreadsheet. So for me, data visualization, sorry about that, just had something running on my screen there and I need to kill that. But in any case, data visualization becomes really mission critical in businesses, especially as the number of data sources grows and the volume of data grows over time. And so data visualization allows you to take those disparate sources of data, pull them into a centralized system, and then present that data back in a uniform and visually compelling way that makes people want to know more, that makes people want to understand what that data actually means. And as a business here at HealthPost, we've recently gone through a data visualization project whereby we wanted to take data that was coming from many different sources within our business, so ERP, Google Analytics, our tracking tool in Jira for tickets of development, and various other data sources within the business, data coming from accountants and all sorts of other sources from the CFO in the business and various other sources. And so we wanted to pull all those into a central tool that we could then expose in the right manner, in a visually compelling manner for different departments in the business. So different functional elements of the business, different operational elements of the business, and then ultimately back to the senior management team and our board. So for us, this is a very timely video because we've simply just gone through this process ourselves, and I was trying to help lead the charge in that regard, both from a technical vetting process and trying to find the right right tool that would help us to present that data in a compelling way and that would work with all the different data sources that we have in terms of inputs, but also to help set up those data sources and get that data plumbed into the tool so that we could test it out and make sure it was actually going to meet our needs. And so what we did as a business, and what I urge you to do as a business, is to first start out by deciding who needs what data in the business and what kind of format would they ideally like to see it in. So typically this will take the form of a scoping session or a bit of an internal discovery session where you'll sit down with all of your managers, you sit down with whoever's sort of running the different departments in your business, and you'll simply lay out on the table, whether it be hand drawn on post-it notes and post them up on a wall visually or on a whiteboard session, or you simply walk around the table or discuss around the table what sort of data sources come into your departments or that are created by your departments and managed by your departments, and then how do they want that data presented both internally within that department and then also to the wider business so that it actually has some actionable and meaningful component to it. And so we did exactly that. We sat around as a management team and we started to document in a table format. We started to document all of our data sources. We started to document why those pieces of data were important to our business, what actions we take based on that data, and how ultimately we would like that data to be displayed in some kind of a graphical format that was actionable by the business. Once we completed that, then it was simply a matter of starting a vetting process for tool sets that we thought would be able to accommodate those particular data sources either in their native format or through some sort of data manipulation before they actually hit the tool. And so we shortlisted about 6 or 7 different data visualization tools. And another distinction that I'd like to make is data visualization versus business intelligence. So there are dedicated business intelligence tools in the marketplace, such as Domo, such as Tableau software, and there's other data visualization tools in the marketplace that are really orientated around business intelligence. And so whilst data visualization is almost always part and parcel of business intelligence, you also have standalone data visualization tools. And the real distinction is that data visualization on its own, also known as dashboarding or business dashboarding, creating visual dashboards of key performance indicators within your business, is that dashboarding or data visualization as a standalone concept really deals with data that has already happened. So functions in the business that have already happened, performance figures that have already happened, sales that have already happened. Google Analytics, for example, is a data point that's often brought in for data visualization, and that's traffic, that's website performance that has already happened. BI is typically concerned with not only connecting the dots with what has already happened, but also what may happen if the data inputs change. So if you want to grow your revenue by 25%, what are the supporting human resources and also all of the natural resources that you're going to need to bring into the business and production capacity and all the other things that you're going to need to do to support that future performance that you're targeting, or if you were to change different data points, the number of staff that you have and various other things within your business, if you're to change those data points looking forward based on the trend that you've already had, that's business intelligence. So that's really doing some forecasting work, some modeling work, and then all the data visualization that's wrapped around that. So I'm not focusing on business intelligence today. That's a whole different subject. I'm focusing purely on data visualization, which focuses on things that have already happened, trying to present them visually and trying to connect the dots about what may have made them happen or what may have created those data sets and those data points. And so what you want to do is, based on the needs of the business, as I said, shortlist 5 or 6, just do your homework. There's a whole bunch of data visualization tools out there. In fact, I've written a Pulse article on LinkedIn about data visualization. I'll link to that underneath this video, and it'll give you some guidance around tools and how to select tools and kind of a framework to use based on the framework that we've used internally as well, and we know it works well. So you'll want to create a bit of a framework. You'll want to just create a basic table. On the left-hand side, for example, you want to list all the tools that you're considering. You want to list all of the data types and data formats that it supports and data sources that it supports. You want to probably list the costs because you'll have an idea internally how much you want to spend on this project. And then you'll want to keep notes. You'll want to do your research. You'll want to watch any videos that the vendor provides, as well as any independent reviews. You'll want to read those. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure that the ones that you shortlist, the tools that you shortlist, will actually meet your needs based on that scoping exercise that you've already done and based on the data that you need to support. And then from there, almost all data visualization tools nowadays offer free trial periods, whether it be 14 days, whether it be 30 days, whether it be 20 days. Almost all of them either offer a completely free tier of functionality that you can try, kind of a freemium model, and then from there you would move up in the tiers to meet your needs as they grow and scale over time, or a pure trial period where they will allow you to try the tool out, try before you buy, and that's what we did. And so we started with the cheapest tool that we thought would actually do the job. You don't need to leap to straight to the most expensive, because it doesn't always mean it's the best. We started with the very cheapest tool. We did some tests. We plumbed some data into it. It didn't work the way that we needed it to work, and it didn't allow the flexibility that we needed. And fortunately, the second cheapest did. And the tool that we ended up using was Klipfolio, Klipfolio. I will also link to that underneath this video. And fortunately, that happened to be the second cheapest tool, but it also supported all of the data formats that we needed. It allowed us total flexibility in the way that we presented that data. It allowed us to run different dashboards for different departments in the business. And so for now, it looks like it's going to meet absolutely all of our needs, at a very realistic price point. And the beauty of it is that almost all data visualization tools nowadays are all SaaS products, so they're just web-based. And so you load them up in a browser, and then you can plumb that out to your office projector, and you can project real-time data on the wall, which is great for morale and amping the business up and giving people visibility into real-time data as it happens within the business. And so these tools really allow for transparency of how the business works and how it operates and some of the key drivers of business success. It allows all that data to be plumbed into one central point, presented in a really clear way so that everybody can buy into and feel like they're committed to achieving whatever those KPIs may be for the business. And you can even display how you're measuring up at a specific point in time versus target KPIs that you may have set within different departments within the business, and you can visually show that gap that you may need to bridge, or how you've overblown, how you've done better than what your internal targets were. And so that can form really a really big, it can amp the business up in a big way. So hopefully, this thought about data visualization, a lot of businesses have never really thought about it, and so they go into Excel or they go into Google Sheets and they try to create graphs, the default graphing model, graphs and charts within those tools, and that's all fine and good. But the reality is that it does not typically allow you the flexibility, because they're not designed to be data visualization tools. They're designed to be data manipulation tools in the first place, is what a spreadsheet is. And they're not designed to display it in a really compelling and understandable manner for people that aren't math geeks, such as myself. And so, these data visualization tools, they're designed specifically to make data beautiful and to display it in such a way that it's compelling for everybody in the business. And so hopefully, my experiences and our experiences with data visualization and trying to make data more beautiful, trying to put it into understandable dashboards for every department of the business. Hopefully that experience has helped you. If you're going to online retailer, keep an eye out for me. I'll be there. It's in Sydney this week. And so look forward to catching up with you guys there. If you're there, I will be doing, hopefully, planning to do a lot of filming while I'm there. Planning to hopefully do a couple of interviews while I'm there with some of the sort of luminaries in our industry. So stay tuned for that. I'm really looking forward to getting over there and mixing it up with people that I've known for a long time, and meeting a whole bunch of new people. Hope you have a great week. Talk to you soon.